Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my preview on Rhea Ripley. Mami's on top. She's a modern era focus showboat. She has the raw link. Any color move starts with 1 more MP. Modern era gems do 5% more damage. She does have a bonus gear. All color moves start with 4 more MP. I'm going to be doing this preview as if she does not have that. She's a trainer. Yellow gems do 50% more damage, and blue moves start with 2 more MP. Solid trainer. When you need it, you need it. But, you know, it's not used super all the time, so it's a niche trainer, but it is a useful one. She doesn't need the gear at all, spoiler, but it's there. And obviously, you can hit harder with it and not need MP trainers. So I'm going to be using 2 different straps. The first one's a Fury 100% strap. She is S+, so we'll go with 100% and regular Fury 2s. The second one will be 100% move damage strap with regular takedown 2s. None of the big metals yet, as the opponents on the road don't have them, and it will skew the damage massively. What else? I think that's about it. We'll just get right in here. By far my least favorite moveset. Under no circumstance would I use it. I mean, I guess maybe once in a blue moon on a boss if it's got a multiply bonus and it's not, because you can't hit the specific color on the multiplies. So Northern Light Suplex, deal 919k damage, increase your yellow MP by 10. Nightmare Lock, generate 40 random sub gems, 475k 2 turns, remaining turn into multiply gems of strength 15. Electric Chair Facebuster, 5 MP red, 928k damage, destroy 49 random multiplies, then deal 1.5 million damage, make 30 random gems into red gems. A lot going on here. So Sherry for bigger multiply gems, Butch or Sting to get you loaded, Bailey for red multiplies and red gems because we're doing this, and then if you have him, Zombie Punk for 40% more multiplied, there's 40% more yellow since yellow's their primary color, 60% more multiply gem damage. Any zombies about the same really, but Punk is just primary color. And this is the S+, and she's going to be super hard to get because it's S+ on a boss weekend. So usually that's the hardest character to get. So yeah, you're probably going to have it if you're watching this preview, unless you got super lucky. There's other stuff coming that doesn't have as rare of trainers. So you just start with this. It fills your yellow MP. This is after 99 MP. All of these builds are. You click your sub. Of course, so much can go wrong with a sub. They can have an escape artist plate. They can have a charge plate. They can come out of a charge. They can break a ton of multiply gems. This is like a best case scenario. We hardly lost a single multiply gem. Earlier I did one where I lost more than 3/4 of them on 2 turns because she got multiple 5 matches. It hits plenty hard. Like, there's no question about that. It hits really hard. It doesn't tell me how hard it hit there, but it's a lot. But it's a multiply setup, or a sub setup, and there's really no reason to use it because there's much better stuff coming. In particular this, which as you can see has a much easier trainer setup. So we got headbutt, we got gut wrench facebuster, and then we got short arm clothesline, which I wouldn't use, into the drop kick combo. Headbutt, they're all 5 MP green, 837k damage, increase your green gem damage 325% for 1 turn. This is like Maxine buffed up a ton. Gut wrench facebuster, and much easier to do and faster. 765k damage, 49 gems into reinforce, then 1.25 damage million, make 49 reinforce into green, and then for some reason, if you want it, although you won't need it, 682k damage, and decrease the damage of all your opponent's gems by 60% for 3 total turns. Includes both your turns and your opponent's turns. So the first 2, the debuff is on. The third swipe, it's not. Mostly superfluous, like very little reason to use this in my opinion. You'll see why. Loadout, super friendly. Yoko's the hardest, and he's not exactly hard as he's ancient Hall of Fame. So I would probably, if you have him, go Scott Steiner here because he adds 2 green MP in case they have 1 MP down on them, and I don't really care about slowing my opponent down. But Cena's easier to get than Powerhouse Steiner. You could also use Raquel for 50%, but at that point you might as well use Cena because there's no real difference advantage. Anyway, Steel, Chelsea for 40% green. We don't care about the multiply. Yoko for the 100% on the reinforce. For some reason you don't have Yoko, any 40%, 35%, 30% green is fine. You're not going to be slumming here. She's going to hit hard. You'll see what I mean. Two clicks, and so that, and then this, don't blink. You, of course, could put a green Royal Rumble on. That would be a huge mistake, as this hits super hard and just adds a ton more time. That's 100 million. Why would you put a green Royal Rumble plate on there? I have no idea. Unless you wanted to go slower. Doesn't go off in boss anyway, at least at the time of this video. So there's really no reason. Let me run that one more time. I'll show you the debuff move that you're not gonna need as well. Because it's probably a cool animation, since I think this is brand new to the game. But look how long that takes. That is a lot of animation on 2 times speed. So yeah, I 100% won't be using that move ever. Well, I shouldn't say ever. You never know. Shouldn't say ever. You could get into a situation where they just have a metric butt ton of health. So that's that. Let's go ahead, because the 2-click there, I really like that moveset. I think a lot of people will. There is this plate you can put on there. It's also on the Showdown, the new Showdown prize wall, 250,000 currency when you get it to show up. The Buzzard's Beak ultimate, right here. Whenever you activate a green move, increase your green gem damage by 50%. So it's only going to work on the first move if we do 2 clicks, and it'll work on the first 2 moves if we do 3 clicks. It activates after the move resolves, so you can't get 150% on her with it. So in this case, if you don't think you can do enough damage, then you might use that. But let's see what the difference is. It's 50% each one. We were doing 100 million. I think it'd probably be like, what, 105, 110 would be my guess. I haven't tried it yet. That was 111 or 113. We got some extra greens with 2 clicks. We got like 3 extra. So yeah, it's probably adding about 10 million. So I would anticipate this does, like, with 3 clicks, 120 in that plate. That animation is slow though, so I personally wouldn't do it, but it's fine if you want to, obviously. It's your life. So I'll show you with that, and then we'll move to the move damage stuff. Obviously, she's super good. All low charge at 5 MP. She's definitely S+, and feels S+, because this is what I mean, like, when you have an S+ and it hits like 100 million without plates, with completely free-to-play entourage, basically. I mean, maybe not Yoko, that's maybe pushing saying free-to-play, but a lot of free-to-play will have Yoko too. Yeah, 122 million. So, I mean, she's lights out good. Now let's get to the move damage stuff for those that like move damage, and what all she can do here. So I'll change the strap up and we'll get cooking on that. Somewhere in here. That's not it. That's it. So 100% takedown, yellow takedown 2, 200%, right? There we go. Won't be using any plates for the move damage. You've seen the Northern Light Suplex, you know what that does. But now the full Nelson Slam, you haven't seen the 2 yellows. And the Riptide. So full Nelson Slam, 5 MP yellow, 1.1 million damage, increase your yellow move damage 150% for 1 turn. It's also a reversal if the opponent uses any move to fill any of their moves MP. then deal 788k damage and steal 20 million health and the opponent's turn. Riptide, 10 MP, 3.72 million damage, increase your red MP by 5, then Finisher, 2.5 million damage, and make 38 random gems into Protect Gems of Strength, 350k. So this is going to be what I call the long version. Let's say you don't have Gooker, although it's not really going to matter. We're going to use Rick Rude here, R-Truth for yellow finisher, Butch and Kofi, since it's 5 and 5 MP, you can hit the buff twice. So you're going to start with the buff, then increase the move, then hit the buff again, then hit the finisher. And this all works after 99 MP without gear. Of course, if you have gear, then you're stacking move damage trainers, and it's just ridiculous. So that did 1.4 and 1 million. Finisher, you can see, is at 51 million and 34 million. So it's doing 85 million already. So you don't necessarily really need to hit it again because you're doing a lot. But look where it goes here. Now this is doing doing 14 and 10 million, an additional 24 million. Then we get the buff. And now we're doing 82 million and 55 million. I mean, the envelope just got pushed here. If this isn't a sign that the meta is about to change and we're going to get 7-star in the very imminent future, I don't know what else is. Because that's like 180 million move damage total-ish. Like that. Bruh. Alright, so obviously I'm going to look to shorten that because that's way more damage than we need, and you guys know how I roll. So what does it look like if we just use 3 moves? Everything's going to stay the same. We're just going to switch the loadout. Of course, you can use 150% yellow finisher trainer. Still using Butch. We're going to add Gooker now, and what's his face there? Okay, quick. So this will just be 3 moves. You'll hit the red, you'll hit the yellow, you hit the yellow. And let's see what that does. Okay, so this is still doing not a ton. 5 and 4. I guess that's like, 9 million. And we got a crit too. And then this is almost 70 million, 68 million, and 46 million. So we'll just call it like, what, 115 mil on top of the, what do we do, like 10 million with that? So it's like 125 mil with 3 clicks. Like, wow. All right. So again, and this is all without gear. You add the gear, and then you're using move damage trainer on top of it. Another one, like Oscar or something. It just gets crazier, right? So what about just straight up 2-click? Because you guys know there's a lot of MP reversal people starting to get to be a lot more. Rhea's one herself when you increase your MP. So if you can avoid having to even worry about that, that's great, right? So let's take a look at... I don't have that one saved just because we're at 5 move sets. So that would just be here. Kofi. Braun. And we're going to need a Santa. I'm just going to go ahead and put Santa on Gooker since this is a fat Santa. And he does move damage, so that'll make it more realistic. Let's see what 2-click is. It shows Gooker, but ignore that. You would use Gooker if you have him. So we're doing 5, 6, and 3, 9, so that's almost 10 mil. And then we're hitting 51 and 34. So 86, like almost 100 million between the 2 moves. Just shy. And you're putting out massive protect, so yeah. That's the only way that's what I would run right there. Nothing really to worry about. It hits slightly harder than the green, or slightly less hard than the green with move damage at 96, but that's probably what I would run. That or the 2-click green, I suppose. They're both great. So, I mean, I don't know what more there is really to say. Asuka is amazing, but she blows Asuka up, to be honest. So yeah, Rhea definitely S plus. I'll go ahead and say best lady showboat in the game. I don't think I'll get her because boss is super hard to get the recruit. It's generally the hardest. Um, and these S plus have been very hard, and I feel like she's gonna be extra hard. The gear there is interesting, so maybe she won't be as hard as I think, but I don't know why the gear is there for how the game exists today. Um, that's why I think there's probably a sign that, 7 stars maybe next month or the month after. Um, she just seems completely overtuned with all of her moves. It's crazy. Like really, really, really good. So I think yeah, people are gonna want her if for sure. And if you could get her, congrats. I like I said, maybe I'll get lucky and get her, but I don't know. Might have to be a club store kind of thing. But let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this preview. She's amazing. But yeah, remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. Ooh-wee. That's yeah, Mami's definitely on top.